Everyone thinks because you're a zombie, you don't know good coffee. Well, they're wrong. There's only one brew that gets my seal of approval. Deadly Grounds coffee is my guilty pleasure. The aroma is so intoxicating. It brings all of my neighbors out of the woodwork. Deadly Grounds coffee. Coffee to die for and zombie approved. It's good to get a little deadly. Use the front door! Oh, they're so disgusting.
Hey everybody, it's Tuesday night, which means it's another live Wicked Horror Show. I'm Kevin, and as always, I'm joined by Tony Has Nine Fingers.
What is going on, people?
And Tony, would you like to introduce our very special guests?
Of course, from the upcoming movie Macabre Mountain, we have the writer and director of the movie, Xander Goldman.
Hello, guys.
How are you?
Welcome back,
Great
Xander.
to be here.
Yeah.
We have the special guy behind special effects. I'm probably going to mess up your name. I suck at pronunciations, but Deryk Wehrley.
Hey, you got it. You got it. Great.
You
job.
got it, Tony. Good
All
job.
right. And one of the actors in the movie, Danny Langston.
What's going on, Danny?
Thank you very much. Great to be here.
Yeah, welcome to the show. I was. We were talking a little bit before we went live, and I was pointing out that there's a ton of stuff that's been announced and is in the works, and you're part of pretty much all of those that I'm excited about. So that's pretty big. And so Xander, I know we had talked a bit about this project online a little bit. I didn't know that Greg Lamberson was writing the screenplay for it. That's pretty awesome.
Yes, Greg did. He did a wonderful job. I was on Greg's Guns of Eden last summer. So it's
really?
going to debut in Buffalo next month, the 19th.
Is it another of his film festivals, or is it just premiering?
Yes, it's his film festival, and he's going to debut Guns of Eden August 19th. It's a Friday night. He's going to have it Friday and Sunday, but it's in Buffalo. Yes.
That's awesome. Yeah, I've actually gone to that film fest once before, and it was a very good time. It was my first film festival I've ever gone to, and it was very memorable for me. He's a great dude. We've had him on for a couple of different movies over the years. I mean, you know him from Slime City and Slime City Massacre, and like, what was that zombie one, Tony?
Yeah, I'm trying to.
He had a book, and he made the book into a movie. Johnny Gruesome. That's what it was.
Okay, I think that was the one of the last ones he did before Guns of Eden.
Yeah, that sounds right. But yeah, he's a great guy, and he's very talented. So that's pretty awesome. I was happy to see his name involved.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is based off of one of your stories, and this is one of your I don't know if it's like a dream project of yours. Like, I don't know how long the story's been in the works, but do you want to talk a little bit about Macabre Mountain?
Yeah, so I come up with the idea because I have friends in Buchanan, West Virginia. They have a haunted house attraction. So when I saw it, I was like, that's really cool. They just started it, I think, 2 years ago. And then they had a cornfield with a corn maze. And my little mind got working too much. And I said, I think this is a great place to shoot a movie. And they're friends of mine, and they're very generous in letting me use their property. So you will see some of it in the Indiegogo trailer video.
Yeah.
But
yeah, we'll be playing that shortly. Yeah.
So that's how I got sort of the idea to film the majority of it at the haunted house. We have a couple other locations there that are close. We have a couple hotels there that are close, that are reasonable. So everything just fell into place. My friend also owns a little diner, so they're going to do, crafty our food. So it just all sort of came into place. Came
together. Yeah, that's the right community to do it in. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. And I, as a fan of haunted houses and corn mazes, even though I've yet to ever find my way out of a corn maze without assistance, it's they're great. So you can very easily get yourself creeped out at one of those places. Especially there's some places really just throw you for a loop, and I go to a lot of them. So it's every once in a while one of them will surprise me, and I'm like, wow, that was great. Like I've seen everything.
I really like them. There's actually ones that aren't haunted. They're just like a giant maze. I just like to go in them, and you get out in an hour or two.
Yeah.
So
even the haunted houses too. Like even that, like there was I want to say the last one I went to that really kind of got me completely, like you couldn't see anything in front of you and you had to feel the walls, and every once in a while the wall would electrocute you. Like it was like a little like pad that would zap you, and it just was really like, I don't know what to do. I don't know if I'm going to walk into the wall, get zapped in the face. Like I don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
It was great, but I haven't seen that in, like ever.
We're not going to do that to anyone, I promise. We're not zapping.
Well, that would be cool though. I mean,
but then you get the like extreme haunted houses where like they tie you up and put you in like like on a chair or something. Like they like
those are real things. You have to sign like a waiver and everything before you go to them.
Yeah,
right. I don't think we're doing that to anyone.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I know. I'm just joking. Yeah.
Although it would be cool, you could probably save on people being really scared. They would just be able to do it. So how did you get Danny and Deryk involved in the project?
So these are good horror family friends. I'm going to say from the Dark Circle days.
Nice.
So that was last year.
Yeah, Dark Circle days, a year ago. It's kicking me like in the butt every time it comes up. But I was supposed to go to set one day and I couldn't. But I wanted to because you guys filmed in like Connecticut or something, right?
This is Connecticut.
Yeah.
I get North Haven and New Haven confused. Do Deryk or Danny, do you remember if it was North Haven or New Haven?
I believe it was. Oh man.
I thought it was.
See, now you got me questioning.
Sorry.
It's okay. I mean, if it makes you feel any better, there's really bad areas of each.
Yeah. I think it was New Haven.
Yeah.
Close to the Meriden area. I could be wrong about that, but I mean that general region of Connecticut. Yeah, it was pretty awesome.
Yeah, there's some really nice areas, but there's also a lot of I've unfortunately spent a lot of time in some really bad parts of Connecticut. There's a lot of cool stuff that comes from Connecticut, though, so that's awesome.
I didn't see any bad things. I don't know. I went to the WWE headquarters. I took a couple pictures. I know a story I'll tell that these guys might not know. Felissa and Damien Maffei got hungry at 3 a.m. in the morning, so I had to go to Yale. I went to the Yale campus to a pizza place that was wood-fired pizza. So I got in my car at 3 a.m. and went to the Yale University. So I guess I'm an alumni now. So but I went there to get them pizza.
Yeah, the Connecticut actually does have really good pizza. Like the Mystic Pizza place is in Connecticut, and
is it?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, just like every major area, there's always good and bad parts. But it's just a matter of a block away kind of deal. I've just unfortunately dealt with more bad than good, even though I know that there's a lot of good areas. There's also like a Pez museum, I want to say, in Connecticut. So next time you guys are around, go get some Pez.
Awesome.
But yeah. So what's the plan on this? I know you guys are still raising funds. What's the plan as far as like when are you thinking you may be able to start production?
September 8th is the first official day in Buchanan.
Nice.
And we're going to try to go 15 days.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's still like, I know, like, you guys are used to making movies. It always seems to me like 15 days. I mean, it seems more than some other movies, but it also seems like a very short amount of time for someone like me. I just assume it takes way longer, but you guys know what you're doing. I don't.
I think more things have to be with purpose. Like we can't really, like, I don't want to say fool around or take our time. Every kind of motion is, has its purpose, and we have to get a lot in. We're going to try to shoot, somewhere between 10 and 12 hours a day.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
wow,
great. I went to that convention for like the 90s, like classic rewind convention.
Yes.
And I finally went. I never used to go into, well, I didn't know about like the Q&A section. So they had
Yes.
one with the Little Giants cast, the two people there, and they were talking, and they're like, yeah, how long did it take to film this thing? And they're like, I don't know, like 7 months or something like that. And it's just like,
7
you
months.
you talk to like people in the indie industry, and they're like, yeah, we did it in like 8 days.
Yeah.
And then these people are talking about like 7 months, 8 months, or whatever, and stuff going haywire. I'm like, what the, like,
Right.
it just
it's a big Hollywood budget. It's a big Hollywood budget. They can afford it, I guess.
Right.
So
Yeah, maybe
actually,
someday.
sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. No,
I was
go
going to say, Sergio was saying hi to everybody. What's up, Sergio?
Oh,
And he was
Sergio.
also saying that yeah, he went to the WWE headquarters. So that's
I did.
yeah. So so Sergio, he knows my cousin Leo, who does another show. Leo lives in the same state as WWE, and like when I would go to his place, I would pass it all the time. You see it right from the highway. It's pretty cool. The headquarters is just a giant building.
Sergio's a big wrestling fan, so
I'm just assuming like people are just getting thrown through tables everywhere everywhere you go in that building.
I'm seeing if I can find my picture.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. Sergio, next time I'm in that area, I do have to go to Leo's soon to pick up some stuff for a con. Maybe I'll see if I can grab some pictures and send them your way so you can be jealous, I guess. But so yeah, so Danny, like I was saying, you're involved in a lot of stuff coming up, and this is obviously one of them that I'm looking forward to. But do you want to? What can you say about your character in this one?
In this one, I'm very excited. I am playing the hotel manager, and I don't want to give it away, but he's got some surprises up his sleeve. And he is not your everyday hotel manager. And so, I just, first time through reading the script, I just really connected with this character and just really thought, gosh, this would be a blast. I mean, I'm telling you, a few months ago when I heard from Xander and our friend Dan, I saw the poster for MACABRE Mountain and I was like, I'm in, guys, whatever it takes. And I know you're not supposed to be that easy, but I was just so enthusiastic. And they said, well, we'll send you the script. I said, okay, well, I already knew that I would be working with the best people around and that, that this is going to be a phenomenal film because of the production value, the setting, as you've already heard. And so with this manager, I just saw where there's just so much, the dialogue it rings true and there's just so much action. And I don't know if you swear on this, but there's some effed up crap too, just for, and I don't know if there's any nudity, but Xander, if you need me for anything, you got it, brother.
He's like,
no nudity. And I don't want to tell you what people are messaging me.
Okay.
No.
Danny's like, well, I do insist that there's nudity. I'm not going to leave until you film me with no.
No, there's no nudity.
Did I already say I was easy? Okay.
I probably shouldn't say this, but someone wanted me to give people wedgies.
Oh.
interesting.
Yeah, messaged me and they love wedgies and they wanted me to give people wedgies in the movie, like painful wedgies. And
as like a punishment, like in the movie, like an actual thing, like a death in the movie, death by wedgie.
I honestly I didn't go that deep into it.
You better trademark that death by wedgie because I'm gonna steal that idea.
You can,
I don't think I was killing these people, but I don't know.
Death by wedgie, yeah. Just pull it up so much that you put it over the top of the head and you just snap the neck back. Man,
I don't know.
Work.
I have no idea.
Angel's in the chat room just saying what's up. What's going on, Angel? He's on from time to time as a guest. Sergio's asking what you saw at the WWE headquarters. Did you actually go in, or did you just go to the outside?
Let's see if I can get my picture. Oh, my light.
It's a little washed out. You can see the WWE symbol a little bit. So yeah, you can see it there. It's in that black stripe that's right there, Sergio.
Yeah, that's
just the building. Yeah, I wonder. I don't even know if you can even get in.
There
if
it goes.
Tried. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I wonder if they would even let you in. I'm curious what the lobby looks like. I'm sure it would probably be pretty cool.
I think I went up there on a Sunday, so they were probably closed. I think here is the front.
Oh, wow.
So it looks kind of fancy for wrestling.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a corporate headquarters. Like, jokingly, I'm sure Steve Austin isn't walking around like drinking beers and stuff. Although that would be pretty cool. You wearing a Macho Man shirt? Oh, that's awesome. I noticed that right away. Nice.
Yeah.
So you're a big wrestling guy as well?
You were
lately, a big wrestling guy?
I slacked off on it, but yeah, I've watched wrestling since I was a little kid. I think my dad took me to some closed circuit. I'm giving away my age, so don't.
I'm right up there with you.
My dad took me probably to WrestleMania 3, and it was like a closed circuit thing.
Mm-hmm.
We had to go to a dome. We call it like a dome. It was like this indoor arena that held like, I don't know, 5,000, 10,000 people.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad and I sat on a folding chair, and there was a giant screen, and that's how we watched I think it was WrestleMania 3. And interestingly enough, something happened. We're sitting there, and it stopped like midway through, and my dad probably paid like $30 a ticket. And they made some deal, I guess, and they had to broadcast it like during the week for free for everyone.
Oh, wow.
Because the feed stopped. So
yeah.
I think that was WrestleMania 3.
Yeah, that was back in the day before there was such thing as pay-per-view. That's how you had to do it.
Yes.
I used to, way back in the day, like I got to see Macho Man a bunch of times. I got to see Piper's Pit live.
Awesome.
There's a bunch of stuff. Yeah, I got to see Andre the Giant wrestle a couple times, and I'm aging myself as well. But either way, so Deryk, what are you going to be bringing to this besides the atomic wedgies? What are the plans? I'm sure that I'm sure like it sounds like there's a lot of action in this one, and it sounds like there's a lot of killing. So
yeah, when I first read the script, grabbed me instantly. It's not a lot like some of the other scripts I get. There's a lot of character development, and there is like a lot more focus in that, which I really, really like. There are some pretty cool kills in there, which again, get me involved, and I'm sure to bring the blood for sure. But we got some fun kills in there, and I think the thing that really caught me and like has me most excited about it is the action sequences surrounding some of the death scenes are very intricate, and it's not just like, point A to point B, guy comes up, stabs someone. There's a lot more to it. There's a lot more depth, mixing the action with the death scenes and things like that. So it's definitely going to keep things very interesting and very edge of your seat, and I think that's important. And I think that kind of going back to the setting of it being done in like a haunted attraction, with the corn maze and all that good stuff, it creates a really good atmosphere for that action and for those kills, and to make it a little bit more suspenseful rather than just, like I said, like your typical point A to point B.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think people are really going to enjoy what we have to show them for sure. We even got some cool perks to go along with some of the kills. Got some of those cool death perks that so people can get involved with it that way. And let me do some makeup on you and die a most brutal and awesome death on screen.
I'm telling you, wedgies is where it's at.
And Danny knows what's up, because I just worked with him on Late Checkout, so he got to see some of the fun and exciting stuff we get to do on set. We had a ton of fun that day. There was no shortage of laughter and jokes and just all around good times. So yeah, it's awesome. It's going to be a ton of fun.
Nice. Now with the action that's around it, are you also doing like who's like setting that stuff up? Like, do you have like a stunt like choreographer or someone, or are you guys just like kind of coming up with it on your own? Or
I wouldn't say that there's going to be like super dangerous stunts.
Mm-hmm.
So, there's going to be action. I'm probably going to say if it's dangerous, I'm going to do it. So if I break my leg, then they could say, well, good job. You broke your own leg.
That's good trivia for the IMDb page right there. Did you know Xander broke his leg when filming
Right.
this scene?
Well, let's hope I don't.
Yeah.
And I will say, like, none of the stunts or in none of the actions, like, it's not like a Michael Bay movie where people are doing like flips and shit. But
right,
it's just the cat and mouse and the action with that. I mean, it's just it's definitely edge of your seat in that sense, where there's just a lot going on and enough to keep your attention.
Nice.
Because I tell you, there's a lot of times I'll just flip on some random movie, and sometimes it loses me because it's just like, all right, it's just like something's happening to just initiate the next thing, and there's no action, there's no I guess sense of like urgency with what people are doing and trying to get away, and there's a lot of that in this. Like I want to say like the whole last third of the movie is just like nonstop with it, and like the last 20 pages is just like spitfire, like it's just go 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 go, and I was just like getting whiplash reading it. It was awesome, and I just like I like it. Like I said, it's awesome. Could not put it down, and I think once we translate it all to screen with the crew and the cast we have, I think it's going to translate really, really well.
Nice.
And the one thing
Nothing
I did like, go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Now I was going to say that the one thing I do like about it is hearing that character development, because a lot of the times you watch a horror movie and you know, it can care less about the character if they do die or whatever. So, even if it's a slow burn leading up to it and until that second half, I love character development because I want to feel for either, okay, good, this person is gone, or, oh no, I lost one of my favorite characters kind of deal. So hearing that definitely piques my interest even more. So
absolutely. You got to build that foundation you want to care for these people. You want to know what they're about. You want to, you want to see that setting. You want to get some of the lore. You want to learn about the things that are being presented to you. So it's not just like, well, here it is. Well, what is it? Well, it is what it is. It's you kind of get some background on everything. And I think with Xander's story and the way it was written, the way the information is given to you, it's not like just thrown out there all at once. You do get tidbits as it goes on, and the way it advances is done in a very clever manner.
Nice. That's cool. But yeah, we were talking obviously about the location, and you get some really cool shots in the Indiegogo trailer. So I do want to play that, and you can head over to Indiegogo and show some love and some support some awesome indie horror movies.
Yeah, if anyone has any questions, just add me on Facebook, Xander Goldman, and we can talk about it. If you are a little confused about some of the perks or have any questions, or you want your friend of the show and you want a nice discount, message me and we'll talk. We'll work out something. I'm not going to take someone and shoehorn them into something they don't want to do. If you're donating, it's a fan-friendly set, so we can create something that you're comfortable with. Some people, they want one line. They don't want any more lines, and that's fine. I was talking to a guy today. He wanted 50 lines. So that was a little bit more difficult. We had to back it down a little bit, but we are trying to make it so if you donate, you're happy with your donation and your part in the film. We are not trying to make someone do anything they don't want to do or they feel uncomfortable. We're not going to have someone that's a novice reading the Gettysburg Address or something like that, and they're all
it's got to be realistic. You don't want to have someone be like, I demand top billing, like this is it, it's going to be me.
Right.
You have to have some reality behind it. So but either way, like it is really cool. I was going through the Indiegogo and there's a lot of really cool perks, but yeah, just the visually it just looks beautiful. So I just want to play the Indiegogo trailer, and we'll be right back in roughly 3 minutes and 24 seconds.
Hi, I'm Xander Goldman. I'd like to introduce you to my film, Macabre Mountain. It's a feature-length indie horror action film. The movie's screenwriter is Greg Lamberson, who has written and directed many films over the last 5 decades, and the cast includes some of the most exciting horror names such as the iconic Felissa Rose and the talented Dan Kearney.
Hey everybody, how are you? My name is Daniel John Kearney.
Hi, I'm Felissa Rose.
And we're here to talk to you about a project we're very excited to talk to you about.
It's called Macabre Mountain.
We absolutely love your support. There will be an Indiegogo campaign that will be starting, Xander Goldman production.
And we have, first of all, so many amazing friends, an incredible cast, incredible crew, and we just want you to join us because we feel like it's going to be a magical experience.
And absolutely the most fan-centric crowdfunding campaign that we've ever had before. It's going to be absolutely incredible. We would love for you to check it out.
Perks galore. So anything you can do, help donate, share it, tell a friend. We appreciate you. We're super grateful and we love you. Mwah.
Thank you very much.
We need your help to make Macabre Mountain the most fantastic indie horror film of the year. We will have many incredible perks. Act in our film, or become a producer, or even an honorary director for a day. All perks will be delivered 100% with direct communication. And be assured, Macabre Mountain will receive worldwide distribution. Production will take place in beautiful Buchanan, West Virginia in September of this year, where we have teamed up with several local businesses and individuals to help make the film a success. Crews are currently working 7 days a week to prepare locations that include a haunted house attraction, a corn maze, and over 1,000 acres of wooded areas and fields. Cast and crew are staying at the amazing Bicentennial Inn located in downtown Buchanan. And catering the set will be the Country Time Cooking, serving the freshest homemade meals and delectable treats. We appreciate each and every one of you helping us to make Macabre Mountain the indie horror feature-length film of the year.
So there you go. And as we were watching that, I was going through and like everything from, you know, you can act in a scene with Felissa, you can act in a scene with Xander, you can act in a scene with Elsie Holt. It's, I don't know, it's crazy. Even as low as like what was it, 150 to be like on set and like be a background guy in the haunted house scene, or one of the haunted house scenes. That's not bad at all. So that's, I don't know, that's pretty sick. And I'm gonna have to talk to my wife and see if I can hook something up. Oh, Daniel's in the chat room. What's up, Daniel? He was just on last week.
Cool. Hey, Dan.
Yeah. So Angel's saying that looks great. So
Thanks, Angel.
And Angel, let's pool our money and just go be scared people in a haunted house. We can cry together. I don't know. We've always thought it would be funny to just, you know, because he's a big dude. I'm not a tiny dude, and you know, just be like completely terrified would be fun. You can get your picture in the film. I don't know how that. I mean, I'm sure you guys already have that set up, but $75.
Like a missing. It's probably going to be like a missing. Page. You know.
Okay.
Yes.
But yeah, some pretty cool stuff. Even just to a shout out on social media and stuff like that. So this actual part of the campaign, it's got 19 days left. Are you going to continue to do new campaigns like up until filming, or what's the plan?
I can't give everything away.
Okay.
So we're going to do the full 30 days, and then I'll make a decision after the 30 days, and probably later on do a finishing funds.
Nice. Angel's saying he's going to run around naked and cry in the corn maze. All right.
No,
cool.
no nudity. No,
no
nudity.
Run around partially naked with a wedgie.
No.
All right,
wedgies,
I'm just kidding.
No, this movie's for everyone. So we, you know, for any age.
Yeah.
We're not going to have any nudity or anything like that. I don't.
And I do respect that quite a bit. I do respect that quite a bit because sometimes I think some horror movies maybe go that route when they really shouldn't. I think they may think that this is going to get more eyes on it. And there's a lot of times too, I may know the actor or actress or whatever, and I'm like, he didn't have to do that. Like,
Yeah,
it just kind of
but
lessens it
also
all.
we've heard, that especially depending on the route you want to take for like distribution and stuff, I guess these places think they know what people want to see, so they're not going to take your movie unless it has this many kills or this much nudity or this or that, depending on which route you go. And I think that another reason why I love independent, because it's your movie, your style. You're not going to change it around.
Mhm.
So we've had people on that said, okay, we pitched it to this, and they're like, okay, how much of this, or we need a little bit more of this. So I can see where it runs into a problem where it's like, okay, this scene, you didn't really need it, but it popped in there, but you never know if that was written in there or it was needed to be added or something. So.
I think Xander didn't it say that you already have like there's something set up for distribution already, or is that in the works?
No, but I will make sure that the distribution goes worldwide once I sign. Once I sign the distribution deal, I'll make sure it goes worldwide. And there's a lot of distributors that should not be trusted. So when I eventually sign it, I want it to be the right deal with someone that wants to show it to everyone in the proper manner. I hope to find the right distributor that has that same vision. There's some out there that want to. I don't know what they're doing. They're just doing bad business, and I don't want that. So I want to make the right deal with the right distributor that's going to distribute it properly around the world.
Nice. And myself as well as Tony, we're big fans of physical media. So fingers crossed that that's part of the distribution deal. I mean, it's harder and harder nowadays. It seems like there's less and less of that going around.
Yes, that's probably what we'll do in the beginning. Is do Blu-rays and DVDs.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be done right away, and then I'll be looking for distribution. So
nice.
And I haven't mentioned it yet, but we got to talk about Felissa. Felissa is our ship captain. She's our number one person. She's the star. She's wonderful, and I love her and respect her, and she's our guiding light through this movie. It's not me. It's Felissa.
She's phenomenal. Like
100%.
Yeah, she's one of those people. I say it every time. I think I said it last week. She's like my favorite person to see at a con. Like when she's there, I'm like, I'm looking forward to walking in there and just her being like, because she's just so great and approachable, and she remembers you, which is crazy because she meets so many people.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. She's just one of the nicest people. Like you can be having the worst day ever, and she would just totally just change you around in like seconds. She's just great.
True story. This is the true story. So we were at a con. I was with them. I got down to her table a little bit earlier, and these ladies come by and they pushed me to the ground. I got hurt. We got brownies. Where's Felissa? I've knitted this shirt for the last 6 weeks, and I made this thing. Where is she? Can you tell me? I was like, she's coming. I'm laying on the ground. They stomped me, and they, where is she? I was like, she's coming. I got these brownies, and so yeah.
Wow, they really pushed you to the ground.
They pushed me to the ground and stomped on me when they were forming the line. So
all right, well, we're gonna keep doing this until she shows up. So you better hope it's quick. No, no, but that not like same deal. Like there's so many people like that I've seen at cons where it's the same deal. The only place I really know them from at the cons is waiting in line to talk to Felissa. Like there's
yes.
people that are like special needs, like people in wheelchairs and everything. Like she just spends like, and it's weird too because there's so many people and she spends so much time with each person, but she always talks to everyone. Like I don't know, she's great. So yeah, it's always awesome to see her in some really cool projects. And looks like Hannah Fairman's listed on the page as well.
Yes,
Hannah's great. Elsie Holt, Daniel, obviously. Who else do we have listed here? Who's Stephanie Swift? Was it Lydia? Was it Manson?
Lydia.
Oh, Lydia. Yeah. So are these all people that you've worked with in the past, or are these people that have gone through casting?
So Stephanie Swift and Rick Dutro are from Massacre Academy, my movie Massacre Academy.
Oh, okay.
So they are from that. They are a husband and wife. They're great. They live in Pittsburgh. They do a lot of things. Rick had a great part in American Rust on Showtime. Like, I was watching and I was like, wow, that's Rick Dutro in like a show that's like Showtime, American Rust. When I applied for it, I just stared at the computer. I got no replies. We don't want you. But Rick's front and center with lots of speaking lines. So they're from Massacre Academy.
Mm-hmm.
Lydia has been in a couple. You have to go to her IMDb page. She's been in a couple horror flicks here lately. So she's up and coming. Very nice person.
Yeah, I was looking at the House That Eats Flesh. That's come up before.
Yeah, we had a bunch of people on, the director, and
that's why it came up. I'm sorry. There's a lot of shows I don't remember things.
Because you're old, I understand.
Respect your elders. Well, yeah, I mean that's pretty cool, and so a lot of the there's a lot of perks for other people. So that's how you're filling some of the other roles, like the background actors and stuff like that.
Yeah. So this movie's for everyone. We have roles for everyone. You're speaking about Felissa, and I want to honor her. And in this movie, we're gonna have a gentleman. He's in a wheelchair, so he's gonna be in the movie. I have a couple older. I don't want to say older, but slightly older people that are probably in their 70s. They're going to be in the movie, so it's for everyone. There's roles for everyone. We don't discriminate, and Felissa loves everyone, and I think that's what the world needs now is more love. There's a lot of mental illness going around, and people are shooting each other, and I I'm very sad about it. But at least for 90 minutes or so, this production is for everyone. There's no discrimination. There's all smiles and a good time. Everyone.
Awesome.
That's what I use movies for, is to kind of just escape from everything. So when you get a movie that can just take your mind off things, it'll make it that much better. So.
Isn't it weird though that there's so much like just messed up stuff going on in the world, but we use horror movies to escape?
It's weird.
It is pretty weird. I mean, it's legit. I'm like, I'm just going to put this on and just lose myself, but it's like, I don't know. It's something to be said that the stuff that's going on in the world right now is actually scarier than that. I'm not going to be political, so I'll stop. Yeah, let me see. But Angel's saying that there's so many distribution companies out there that buy your films in bulk and don't even do them justice. Yeah, they just batch them. I've seen some where they like some independent stuff and it's just thrown on like one of those Walmart at Halloween, like 20 movies for $5 thing, where it doesn't really get anything. It's like VHS quality because they've like compressed it so much to fit it all on one disc. Don't get me wrong, I buy them all the time, but because there's always one film that you don't have that's in that set. So,
right. Yeah. So Walmart, maybe Walmart, Best Buy, those types of things 15, 20 years ago, that might have been the big thing and the answer, but currently that's not. So
yeah. I mean, it is still pretty cool when a filmmaker gets to see their
I agree.
Physical media on the shelf, but at the same time, that physical media section is always smaller and smaller every time I go into one of those stores, and it's usually just like a bin of just $5 movies, and it's like you have to dig through it to find something. So it's not the same as it used to be. Amazon, unfortunately, and then you have like companies like Vinegar Syndrome and there's a couple other ones, Tony.
Screen Factory and Blue Underground and Code Red and all that are all the boutique labels that I believe will be around longer, because as you're saying, I mean, you walk into a Best Buy or a Target or a Walmart and you're hard pressed to find anything nowadays. There used to be like 4 or 5 rows of movies. Then it went down to 2. Now it's like you might get a spinning rack here and there. Like I walk in I used to be a New Movie Tuesday guy where every time Tuesday came around, I would buy a whole bunch. And now you can't even find anything. There's like, it's either they don't get the movies in or they don't have the staff to load the shelves. But it's just like I walk into it and I get depressed. I'm like, this isn't what I'm used
I do
to.
too.
So it's just like, come on now. Like as you can tell, I'm a physical movie collector. So it's like, just at least make it seem like you're trying, kind of deal. But like I said, with the boutique labels, every month it looks like they're announcing new titles. So hopefully it'll be around a lot longer than these box stores.
Yeah, and that might be the way to go. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that they spend a lot of time and money with those boutique shops and boutique companies, and they always put like some extra like special care into the releases. So maybe that's a way to go when that part of the whole distribution comes up. Maybe look into some of those. I don't know. Are they still doing Horror Pack, Tony?
Yeah, they do Horror Pack every month.
That's another thing. They release their own movies as well. And as far as like streaming goes, I mean, there's a lot of really good services that are out there. It would be cool to see some more of these cool independent movies pop up on some of these. Fingers crossed, that'll be awesome. I mean, there's stuff out there like Tubi where the artists actually make more money, but at the same time too, it's harder to find things. There's so much on there. It's like harder to come across something different. So yeah, what are your thoughts on all this stuff that we're talking about, Deryk? You're a movie buff. I can see behind you as far as like the physical media stuff and all that. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think physical media is super important. I mean, I work at FYE part-time.
Okay.
And
Nice.
ours actually still has the Suncoast storefront. No joke.
Oh, wow.
It's kind of awesome. I was just like looking, what was it, yesterday and today? Scream Factory's been announcing all these new 4K releases and stuff like that with the new artwork and posters. And it's like, there's something about that I'm like, man, I already own all these movies, but I kind of need to buy them again. It's, I do think physical media will stick around for a while, and the reason I say that is just because streaming, it seems like everything comes in waves, but then also with independent film, we're all releasing stuff like that, and there's opportunity for our films to reach on streaming, but it seems like physical media seems to be the way to go, and that's the way at least a lot of my friends get the movies I work on. They usually pre-order through the Indiegogo and all that, but I can't say too much, but there is a movie that I worked on that is being talked about being picked up for Peacock. That's all I can really say about it right now. But I think when you have these smaller streaming services that are kind of up and coming, like your Tubi and like Peacock and things like that, I think some of these distribution companies that pick up a lot of the really indie stuff, your companies like Wild Eye and stuff, are starting to work with some of those streaming services to get stuff out there to where, it's not only on Amazon, it's not only on Tubi, but it'll start to get on Peacock. You'll start to see stuff on Netflix. Right now, we are seeing an independent film renaissance unlike anything there's been in the last, 30 years. It's like indie film is reigning supreme right now, to where you have movies like Macabre Mountain or Late Checkout or Dark Circles, and these movies are creating headlines on Bloody Disgusting and Fangorian, and it's like you have some of these movies that are landing in the magazines and stuff, and it's a pretty big deal. And I'm personally thrilled to be a part of it, and I know Xander and Danny are as well, and it's really cool getting to see that. And a movie like Macabre Mountain, I think it's perfect for a streaming atmosphere, but I think it's something that all the people who are diehard collectors and people who want to own the physical media will want to get that. And we're offering the signed DVDs and stuff, and I think that's a big thing for the people who collect the physical media is having like a signed copy. I do the 11x17 posters. I have a whole wall of them, especially the stuff I work on, but getting like a signed DVD or Blu-ray copy is something I know that's a big thing people go after. And I've always said in a lot of these streams, where else are you going to get something that's signed by all these people involved for not only the price, but it's like locating all these people,
right?
And going to the cons to get a sign is like the best way to get all these autographs on something you care about, something you're excited about, like Macabre Mountain. That's the best way. Get involved with the Indiegogo. Get yourself one of the posters or DVDs or Blu-rays that are signed, and now you can watch it and you have it signed by everyone, which
Right.
is also super cool.
I used to always
know?
joke around that during the apocalypse, you can't stream anything if you have
Yeah.
no power, but you can have it. You can hook up a generator and run a Blu-ray player.
Exactly.
You can do that.
You are totally right. But
And
yeah,
but
I think
I agree
physical
with you
media will be
100% though.
around for a
That
while.
yeah, the physical media part of it. Some of my prized possessions are physical media that are signed by particular actors or full casts or whatever like that. So it's for real collectors that it will be around. It's going to be like vinyl, where it's gonna you're going to have the people that are going to be like all like smarmy about it, but whatever.
But hey,
I'll
you
be
know
one of
what?
those people.
Vinyl's outselling any other physical media form outright, like whether it's DVD, Blu-ray, CD, cassette, any of that. Vinyl reigns supreme just behind streaming. And as a person who works at FYE, I mean, we sell more vinyl than anything else. I mean, it's outrageous the amount of records we sell on a regular basis.
Yeah.
That just shows me that there is a desire for that, and I am noticing that people are buying physical media now more than they ever have. Like the amount of people who come in is like, oh, do you have like Stranger Things on Blu-ray or whatever? And I'm just like, actually, we don't, And then it's like, well, crap, that people want those kinds of things, and people are starting to seek that out more. And I think that helps us out when not only when we're in the funding process, but also with distribution with indie film, is people want to see that. People don't want to have to go to the theater to see another remake or another movie that looks like this other movie that came out 2 months ago. People want to explore. And as you get some of these new and younger fans who are getting into horror, and you learn about people like Felissa, or learn about people like Elsie Holt, and meet people like Lydia or Stephanie at a con, and it's like, oh, I want to see the movies you've done. Having it out on physical media, that's going to be the best way for them to do it. And like you said, it's awesome to get something like that signed, and that becomes like a prized possession of sorts.
Yeah.
So I'm glad physical media has been around as long as it has, and that it
gets scary though. It does get a little scary. When you go into...
It did get a little scary there for a minute. I'm not gonna lie. There was a point in time like 2016, 2017 where I'm like, man, it's over. Like, it's super over. But now it seems like it's kind of on the uptick. And
you work in the industry. I used to. Is FYE still? Is that still Trans World Entertainment? Is that still?
No, we actually got bought out right before the pandemic. Sunrise Records out of Canada bought us. They also own HMV over in the UK. So we're like, it's all one entity now. So that's kind of cool.
I worked in my area. All the record towns back in the day became FYE.
Yeah.
And I was a manager at a record town for a while.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, me too. Angel's saying thanks to COVID for the Renaissance, and he never stopped working, which is true. I mean, we just had people on. Actually, no, Wolfie and I just reviewed Terror Trips, and that was the first movie I think we had on.
Hey, that's a lot of my Ohio friends worked on that. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was shot down in Cincinnati.
Oh, nice. But we were. That was one of the first movies we had on that was still filming during COVID, and we're talking about like the pain, like how many times you had to be tested, like every time you walked on set, stuff like that. So, I mean, they never stopped. It made it a little harder, so just like normal, Sergio's asking, and I'm going to ask this of Danny because both Xander and Deryk have both been on the show before, so they've answered this question in the past. But so what is your favorite horror movie of all time, Danny? It's according to your IMDb, you're a big horror fan.
Yes, big horror fan. You know what? My favorite of all time, I got to give it up to The Exorcist, 1973, the original. But just a lot of those classics, yeah.
Yeah.
But what's great about this Renaissance is that there are so many creative films coming out right now. It's unfortunate you're not going to see movies like The Exorcist come out of Hollywood probably ever again. They're creatively bankrupt, and where you're going to see really fresh content and fresh ideas is now really with the indie horror community. So I think it won't be long before I may have a different answer to that question.
Yeah.
The only way you'll get it in Hollywood is if it's like a remake or somewhat of a pseudo sequel or something along those lines that either have nothing to do with it or That's the Hollywood for you.
There's some stuff that squeaks by every once in a while. I mean, I really liked Antlers.
Yeah,
I thought that was good.
Awesome.
But then after, like, that was supposed to come out pre-pandemic, and then it finally came out. And then after that, you just started seeing a bunch of Wendigo movies, which is fine. But you know, I was like, oh no, is this the new clown movie? Like, oh no, like, is it all gonna be Wendigos? But then we started talking to other people that were doing like Mothman and doing like other, you know, those kind of monsters, and I was like, that's cool. We don't see that much. It's no longer Bigfoot all the time or whatever. Like, you go through phases. But and Angel's noticing that Xander is wearing a suit, and he loves it. He said it's a full suit. We just assume it's a full suit. It could be like a news anchor where they're wearing like basketball shorts underneath. Actually, that's one thing. It was William Forsythe. The first time I got to William Forsythe at a convention, he was dressed really nice from like the waist up, and then like he stood up to take pictures with people, and he's wearing basketball shorts and Crocs. I'm like, this is amazing.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but it's William Forsythe, so you can forgive him. He
gets a pass.
He totally gets a pass. Yeah. But yeah, so The Exorcist. That's you were quick at that. Like so myself and like Tony, we kind of have maybe it depends on the subgenre of horror, but you say you're all around is The Exorcist.
Yeah, that's right. I have a top 10, and that's the highest ranking horror film in the top 10.
that's a good one.
It still scares me to this. I'll tell you. You ask her like a movie that'll actually scare you. Like my favorite is Killer Clowns from Outer Space, just because it was one of the first movies I remember watching and how ridiculous it is. But it's like, name a movie that actually scares you, and Exorcist still to this day scares the crap out of me. So
for me, Exorcist, Poltergeist, Silence of the Lambs. I don't know. Depending on the day, even though Texas Chainsaw Massacre is my favorite, it doesn't necessarily scare me so much. But
true story, I was watching that last night. I couldn't sleep.
Really? And that didn't help.
Oh no! One of the worst nights sleep I ever had.
Really?
That's
funny.
Running around with that chainsaw at the end of the movie, I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
This girl needs to run faster, please. You're finding someone.
It's crazy, like, because the original from '74, there's like virtually no blood in that movie at all. It's all like implied violence. You don't even really see anything.
And yet, people always say, you know, when you hear them talking about it, they're like, "Oh, that movie's so graphic and it's disgusting." And it's like, dude, there's like no blood, and you see almost no violence in that whole movie. It's wild, and God, you can almost smell that movie when it's on screen. Like, I feel like I can smell it. You know?
Oh yeah. Well, that's from what is it? Ed Neal, who played the hitchhiker. He said that like there was actually like when they're at the table and they're like eating. He's like, the reason my face is like that is because it actually smelled like rotting meat because it was rotting. It was like 100 degrees.
Stupid hot when they filmed that. I had a similar experience actually. You brought up Inverted before. We filmed that during the heat wave in 2019, and inside that abandoned house, there was days it got up to like 120 inside that thing. It was like an oven. It was horrible. And then you're in the Midwest where there's the humidity, so it's like you step outside and it feels like you're getting smothered with a wet blanket. And, I gotta say, I'm glad we're shooting this thing in September, where it's gonna start to be kind of leveling out a little bit. That way we're not roasting entirely.
Yeah. The bugs don't they're not around as much in September.
Hopefully not.
Yeah,
I'm still gonna wear like an aura of bug spray.
Yeah.
But you know, just in case.
I don't blame you. I don't know that part of the country. That part of the country, not too far from where I'm at, but I've never been there.
If there's woods, there's bugs. So
yeah, it's true. So Sergio's asking Xander who your favorite who are you the biggest fan of in WWE?
Oh jeez. You mean now or when I was a little kid?
I don't know. I mean, you said that you're kind of out of the loop right now. I would just say all in all. Would it be
we'll go
Macho
back
Man?
to my story when I was a little kid. So, I like, you know, everyone liked Hulk Hogan, Macho Man, Ultimate Warrior. He couldn't do a damn promo to save his life, but you know, when his music hit and you look for him and he's running 100 miles an hour, you know, I don't want to say, you know, why, but he was running 100 miles an hour, and he got to the ring and he was all sweaty and just, you know, gave you a bunch of energy before his match. So
Yeah, there's a reason. Yeah.
His promos, you never could tell. He might not have been the greatest, but his yelling, it's like, yeah, I don't
yeah, I
understand
didn't know
what
what
you're
he was
saying,
talking about half the time
but
about flying around the moon
I'll
and
go
stuff.
with it.
Before I've met Stone Cold and The Rock, they were, you know, both nice. So that was the later years.
Yeah. So it's a kind of a mixture of all those guys. I always like the kind of like undercard guys. There was one guy that I used to always see wrestle that never won. He was always the guy that they would just throw in like, okay, we just need to have a match.
Barry Horowitz.
No, his name was Norman Smiley.
WCW.
Yeah, well, no, he was WWF back in the day.
The Brooklyn Brawler.
And then I used to like Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, those guys back in the day. I'm aging myself. Anyways, but yeah, I was a big fan of wrestling back in the day. I think the last hurrah for me is I went to meet Bruce the Barber Beefcake at the grand opening of a Blockbuster Video, and he was not a nice man. And I was kind of like, yeah, I think I'm kind of done. I'm kind of done with this. It was after his boat accident, like shortly after his boat accident. So I'm sure he was on a lot of pain pills and stuff like that. But still, you know, it is what it is.
I had a sort of a similar experience with a musician, and I'm like 7 hours from Pittsburgh, and I've seen this, you know, guy before I would pay for meet and greets. So I'm not going to say who the guy was, but so, you know, he had like a handler, and she was like, okay, let's go. Everyone. Okay. Meet and greets. Okay. Let's go. No more. Let's go. And I was like, come on. So I only got, you got to go on his bus and take a quick picture and say hi. So she's like making me nervous and just being kind of a jerk. I understand what she's doing. She's doing her job, but you have to understand it's, you know, my moment. I've driven 7 hours to have a couple seconds.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I'm going to remember this if I'm ever at a horror con, and, you know, Felissa is, you know, like my mother, my sister, my guide. She takes time with people and remembers it's, you know, it's very special. Those people, you know, some of them driven 10 hours or whatever, just to see Felissa for, you know, a minute or two. And she takes time with everyone and you know, makes a connection. So getting my story, the handler's like, let's go. So I only got a couple seconds, and I was like, oh, this really sucks. Behind me was 5 girls. The singer's like, oh, come on in. Hey, let's party. Let's have a great time. And I'm standing there, and all like the color and my joy that was remaining just left my body as they went in the tour bus and the door shut.
And that was it? You didn't get to meet him?
Well, no, I did before.
Oh, okay.
And the handler was saying this for like the last 10 minutes about people in line to meet the musician in his tour bus. You know, let's go. We're behind. Let's go. He doesn't before he went on stage. Let's go. You know, we don't have any time. Come on, hurry up. Let's go. Wow. No more time for that. Come on. And I'm just like, this is so depressing. So yeah. I was like rushed, and I was like, look, I'm here like 7 hours away. I'm out here in this 90-degree heat, you know, to have a couple moments that, you know, I would like. And she's like rushing me.
Yeah, that stinks.
She's basically almost grabbed me and get the line going. And I'm standing there. I was like, oh man, that really stinks. You know, sucks what happened. And then there's 5 girls behind me, and I was like, oh, what the hell is this? And then they get on the bus. He's like, come on in.
I was like, well, you have to tell me who it is when we're done.
You know,
when we're done, I really want to know who this is. Don't say it on the show though. Yeah. I had a similar experience, and I'll just say who it was. It was with Jack Black of all people. He wasn't very nice. Yeah, which is weird because he seems like he would be awesome, and he still seems like he'd be awesome. Maybe it was just an off day for him, but whatever. That's all I remembered is that he just wouldn't even acknowledge that I was there. He just like signing things and just passing it on. I'm like, great. Meanwhile, KG was awesome because I was Tenacious D I was meeting. But anyways, so back on Macabre Mountain, I almost said mansion again. Caught myself. So Indiegogo, just do a search for Macabre Mountain. It's the link is in the show notes. And where can people go to find out more information? for regular updates on the project?
So I would say keep looking at the Indiegogo project. Facebook, they can add me on Facebook, Xander Goldman. And if you have any questions, you can't find the Indiegogo campaign, or you want to know about acting with Felissa, or coming down to do just a set visit. You don't want to act. You want to come down to watch the happenings. Anything, you can just message me on Facebook, and I try to get back to everyone. But please don't. There's no nudity in this. I'm not going to give people wedgies. This is kind of a family friendly type thing. I'm not.
Yep.
There's no goofy weird nudity. The wedgies or hurting anyone. That's not it.
Yeah.
So.
And Matt is posting the.
There's
the
my
link.
Man.
Yeah, he's posting a link in here, but it's
I believe Matt Skinner just donated recently. I think I saw a post about that.
Oh, nice.
Associate producer.
Awesome.
Today.
Thank you.
That's
Matt.
awesome.
Thank
So yeah, like the same link. It's going to be in the show notes, whether you're watching or you're listening, because this audio will go back up on Tuesday, next Tuesday. So a whole new batch of listeners that don't ever watch the show. They should though. They should. You missed the trailer, so watch the show. Why don't you? Go check out all of that, all those links. And Danny, where can people go to check up on what you got going on?
Well, right now they can check out what I'm doing on IMDb. Got a lot of really cool things going on, and just really excited to be a part of this. I gotta say, this is Macabre Mountain. This is a film that is made by horror movie fans, and it is made for horror movie fans. And like Xander said, it's for everybody, but it's a lot of people who know what they're doing, and our objective is to make the best horror film of the year.
Nice. Cool. Deryk, what about yourself?
As always, everyone's more than welcome to add me on Facebook. I want to say almost weekly, I usually do a rundown updating all the different groups you can join to see updates on all the projects I'm working on. Do all that stuff on Instagram as well. So everyone's more than welcome to look me up, follow me, add me, all that good stuff. Hit me up, chat it up. I love talking about this stuff, and I love promoting this stuff as well, and making sure everybody gets the opportunity to see what we're doing. I'm just going to echo what Danny said and Xander as well, and say this movie is made by fans for the fans, and we want to give everyone an incredible experience with not only donating to the campaign, but also any experience that you have on set or working around or dealing with any of us. It's an amazing group of people in front of and behind the camera. Felissa is absolutely fantastic, and she's been keeping everything rolling, as well as Dan Kearney, who's become one of my very, very, very good friends. Very, very supportive guy. And, everyone's super easygoing, very easy to talk to. And like Xander said, add him, chat him up. He's super easygoing, and we'll definitely.
We love Dan too. Yes, Dan is our co-captain with Felissa. Mm-hmm. Yes, Dan is wonderful. He's helped out the project tremendously.
Yeah, he's a huge horror fan, obviously.
Oh yeah,
the horror historian thing. I actually know him from cons. Like I knew him way before he started getting involved in movies. We would just always run into each other at the same cons in the New England area. So yeah, he's all about it. So I'm psyched that he's doing this, and I'll just live through him.
Oh, absolutely. And I've worked with all of these people on so many different occasions. I mean, I think this is like my 4th or 5th movie with Felissa at this point. Working with Hannah and Kamara, and some of the people on production side with Tony, and it's just like there's so many people involved with this who are so incredibly talented, and it's I cannot imagine anybody would not be happy with what we got going on, because it is truly an incredible bunch of people who are also very big fans of the genre, and we all love what we do. So definitely check it out.
Cool. Tony, what about yourself?
You can find me at Tony Has 9 Fingers on YouTube, where I do movie reviews, unboxings, anything movie related you'll find on there. Tony Has 9 Fingers on Twitter, which I hardly ever use. Tony Has 9 Fingers on TikTok, where I do not twerk. I talk about movies and such. Tony's Movies on Instagram, where I show off the movies behind me. And of course, here Tuesday nights on the Wicked Horror Show, where we either have guests or if we don't have guests on that week, we talk, just anything horror related. And check out the Wicked Horror Show Instagram, where Kev puts up the little thumbnails so you can check out previous guests or anybody that might be coming on in future weeks. So check us out there. Kevin?
Just A Knuckle on Instagram. Besides doing this show, I also do Wicked Horror reviews with the 13th Wolfman, part of Black and White Fright, and Violence Buffet, and also a new show that I just started producing with R.W. Martin called All Our Yesterdays, where it's all like 60s, 70s, and 80s pop culture. And just real quick, she's asking if you really have 9 fingers. You don't. No, it's one of them's a little bent. It's a
little football injury and tore tendons and stuff. So
yeah.
Just for context, that is my girlfriend. She is a bit of a goofball.
Oh, she's the one who was also saying, "Oh darn, no wedgies."
Oh my god! I should have never told
She is
that
a character.
That's okay. No, it's just jokes. But anyways, thanks for watching / listening. Go support indie horror and have a good one. Goodbye.